The sky is stunning, a never-ending tapestry of awe, but it's not only rainfall and sunshine that grace its expanse. Sometimes, other bizarre things might come tumbling down at us from above. Here are 20 terrifying things that fell from the sky. Number 20. Drones. The notion of falling drones has become a reality. These aerial machines outfitted with cameras and blades represent a potentially deadly combination of technology. Their blunders become YouTube sensations and spread throughout legitimate channels, as is the characteristic of the digital era. If mistrust continues, looking at a specific occurrence will clear any questions by demonstrating the disastrous repercussions of falling drones. Our story leads us to Zhengzhou City, China, for a magnificent spectacle, a bright and mesmerizing light show above a mall. Nonetheless, the procession went from breathtaking to disastrous in an instant. Disaster struck when the drones coordinated themselves to spell out the mall's name in midair. The peaceful sky eventually saw these technological wonders plummet to the ground, their lights dimming. The aftermath was a series of crashes onto the streets teeming with onlookers, plunging the scene into chaos. This unforeseen incident had far-reaching consequences. Unfortunately, unlike in the domain of film fiction, there is no cast of superheroes to emerge and protect the populace. This incident painfully demonstrated the glaring gap between film and reality. The lack of guardians left the spectators to deal with the rapid upheaval, resulting in a substantial number of injuries. Number 19. Fishy rain. At first glance, a weather prediction suggesting a storm with a gentle shower of fish may appear unbelievable. It's almost like a scene from an ancient biblical plague. However, in Texas, people saw an incredible and unexpected occurrence: fish dropping from the sky and reaching approximately 200 miles from Dallas. Residents in Texarkana witnessed the bizarre phenomenon in which fish appeared to fall from the sky and land on yards, sidewalks, and even roadways. Despite criticism, this is not a joke or fake. There is plenty of evidence of this unique occurrence, including a city's official Facebook post attesting to the veracity of this strange, watery precipitation. This occurrence, known as animal rain, occurs when small aquatic organisms such as crabs and small fish are raised into waterspouts and then dumped over land. A bystander, James Adrish, reported the incident while working at a used car store in Texarkana. He described how the outside abruptly reverberated with a thunderclap. He opened the dealership's bay door to see a severe downpour and, to his surprise, a fish thudding into the ground. Another person confirmed this report by tweeting a video with the caption, "Yep, it rained fish at my house too." While it may appear to be exceptional, this isn't the first time fish have fallen from the sky. Around 2017, teachers and children at an elementary school in Oroville, California, reported the arrival of 100 fish on the playground and rooftop of their school. The combination of weather and aquatic life, which results in this strange meteorological show, continues to astound and amaze. Number 18. Space Station. Among the frightening possibilities, one stands out as particularly perilous. A scenario that goes beyond sci-fi extravagance and has the potential to do substantial harm: the crash of a whole space station into Earth. This unsettling thought isn't just speculative fiction, it's a reality with potentially terrible repercussions. The event in question includes the descent of a massive space station, a story that might easily adorn the pages of a high-budget film tale. In 2018, China's Tiangong-1 space station was involved in a devastating disaster. Its trajectory shifted, and its descent began above the Pacific Ocean's southern rim. While the re-entry of rockets and spacecraft into Earth's atmosphere is a common occurrence, this occasion was especially disturbing. Experts skilled with statistical analyses sought to assuage fears, claiming that the likelihood of casualties from the falling station was significantly lower than the odds of a lightning strike. However, the thought of a gigantic spaceship racing toward Earth still instills fear. Number 17. Bats. The terrible heat and humidity of Australia have been lethal for hundreds of bats, resulting in the disturbing sight of these creatures tumbling from their roosts as searing temperatures actually frayed their brains. A stunning heat wave pushed the temperature to an amazing 45 degrees Celsius in Campbelltown, a western Sydney suburb, where an unsettling thing occurred. In the middle of the scorching temperatures, many bats succumbed to the intense heat, losing their grasp on branches and collapsing in bulk. The high temperatures have a disastrous effect on their cognitive abilities, basically overheating their brains and leaving them nonsensical. The bat's condition is comparable to being left in the middle of an unprotected desert. The New South Wales Wildlife Information Rescue and Education Service estimates that the toll of bat losses due to these brutal conditions was thousands. Fortunately, the relentless efforts of rescuers saved the lives of over 100 bats. In the middle of the heartbreaking image of bats scattered across the ground, some hanging precariously to trees, determined volunteers worked diligently to deliver subcutaneous fluids to those that were accessible, ultimately saving many lives. Despite their valiant efforts, many bats perished, either succumbing to the circumstances or stubbornly holding to their treetop homes. Number 16. Spiders. Spiders, you might want to look away now since what follows is a fascinating and terrifying spectacle. A newly discovered spider species revealing its distinctive habits. This discovery has sparked a special interest in Brazil, a country known for having a plethora of fearsome monsters. A compelling and disturbing event unfolds among the tapestry of its unique wildlife, encompassing a whole spider species with unusual traditions. Initial impressions might be deceiving, causing one to believe that arachnids are raining down from the skies. However, following deeper examination, a more disturbing truth emerges, particularly for individuals who are afraid of spiders. The sight shown is not rain, but an elaborate arrangement of hundreds of spiders caught within an immense web, painstakingly fashioned to catch victims. The species in issue, Paraxial biceriate, is a master of delicate and high webs that are practically undetectable to the human eye. This film caught the unconvinced spectator off guard and perhaps elicited trepidation, a frequent reaction in the Minas Gerais region during moments of extreme heat and humidity. For some, this incredible incident throws a pall on Minas Gerais' attractiveness as a holiday destination. Spiders aren't usually on our list of favorite species, but seeing them drifting or falling through midair ups the disturbing factor to an unparalleled level. For many, it is the definition of a nightmarish situation. The picture is, indeed, accurately described as pure nightmare fuel. Number 15. Iguanas. The United States National Weather Service, Miami, issued a public warning one fateful day that immobile iguanas might fall from trees owing to the severe cold sweeping South Florida. Iguanas being cold-blooded, slow down, or even become immobile when temperatures drop. The National Weather Service, however, cautioned that the fall of trees does not always indicate their demise. South Florida's temperatures dropped to a low of 25 degrees Fahrenheit on January 2020, with daytime highs expected to remain in the mid-50s to low 60s. The northeastern area of the country bore the fury of a lethal winter storm, prompting emergency declarations in several states and causing the cancellation of over 1,400 flights. Stacy Cohen, a reptile specialist at the Palm Beach Zoo in Florida, explained the strange iguana phenomena to a local news station. She stated that once the cold sets in, the iguana's physiological processes effectively shut down or stop operating. These reptiles appear to be sleeping on tree branches, but the freezing temperatures hinder their ability to cling, causing them to fall off their perches. Number 14. Golden shower. The human thirst for gold knows no limitations, prompting people to go to tremendous lengths to get this sought and valuable resource. Indeed, gold is one of the world's most precious and sought-after commodities. It's only natural that the charm of this sparkling gem entices everyone to get their hands on a piece of it. But what happens when gold truly falls from the skies and lands directly in one's hands? The ultimate outcome might be a mix of elation, discomfort, and possibly even dashed hopes. The year 2018 witnessed an astoundingly costly blunder in Russia when a cargo jet became the forerunner of a bonanza. Nimbus Airlines hired this plane to haul 9 tons of gold and platinum ingots. It also had a hoard of uncut diamonds entrusted to it. The total sum was nothing short of astounding, approximately $300 million. However, fate had other plans for this shipment. This high-stakes operation was hampered by a major oversight. The valuable cargo was not properly secured within the plane's cargo hold. As a result, as the plane took off, a large number of these diamonds and ingots met a totally other fate. They rolled through Siberia, changing a planned destination into a sea of plummeting wealth. This change of events, understandably, did not sit well with the Russian authorities. The setting was filled with rage, matching the intensity of the loss. However, opposing emotions were at work in the hearts of the people of Siberia. Number 13. Ice chunks. On April 4, 2022, A rare hailstorm blasted sections of South Florida, changing the landscape into a white expanse of ice particles. The hailstones, which ranged in size from small, irritating pea-sized pellets to large golf ball-sized spheres, piqued the interest of Floridians as far south as Miami. This weather oddity left its imprint, notably to the north of Lake Okeechobee in Florida, where sections of Highlands County experienced the brunt of the damage. Images of the aftermath of the hailstorm flooded social media networks. Car windows were pierced by pinging hailstones, like a pattern of perforated holes. Furthermore, the unexpected hailstones slammed on the roofing of numerous residences in the area, causing damage. Witnesses describe hailstones with diameters of up to 2 inches, roughly the size of a lime, adding to the awe of the unusual occurrence. The effects were felt even in Miami, where reports of hail and strong winds appeared, demonstrating the storm's extensive reach. Due to the comparatively mild environment, the meteorological conditions in Florida are not normally favorable to the development of huge hail. This unusual incident, on the other hand, defied that norm. According to meteorological statistics, just 2 additional cases of similarly sized or larger hail have been reported in Florida in the last 5 years, emphasizing the rarity of such occurrences. The hailstorm in South Florida serves as a reminder of nature's unpredictability. Number 12. Apocalyptic cloud. Observing the sky frequently provides clues to the upcoming weather. Clear blue expanses forecast sunny days, while approaching black clouds foretell oncoming rain. But what if an extraterrestrial cloud appeared overhead? A gigantic crimson tornado or meteor-shaped object poised in the firmament. Imagine your reaction to the sight: an apocalypse in the making or a sign of natural cataclysm. Toshiro de Freitas, a Brazilian city, saw this odd phenomenon in 2017. An enormous suspended cloud loomed above the city, its curves conjuring the terrifying shape of a tornado or an oncoming meteor attack. Cameras caught the perplexing picture as residents peered skyward from a gas station, where the cloud appeared to be most abundant. The combination of spooky beauty and unmistakable horror has hearts pumping and wits racing. Was the end approaching? Was annihilation unavoidable? Was this a sign from the heavens? Some compared the cloud to a meteorite on its way to a devastating collision, while others saw it as the start of a massive tornado, a storm that may cause havoc. Curiosity and anxiety seized bystanders, halting them in their tracks. Some chose to take refuge indoors in case the shape-shifting cloud masked a lurking threat. However, as quickly as it appeared, the cloud vanished, fragmenting within 5 minutes. Meteorologists solved the mystery. It was not the forerunner of a catastrophic calamity, but a more normal occurrence, a temporary and innocuous dust cloud. Number 11. Stones. Mount Etna, Europe's largest and most active volcano, began a relentless eruption on February 2021. In the weeks that followed, the volcano erupted, spewing ash, smoke, and rock pieces that rained down on Sicily's eastern shore. By early March, the region's sky had changed into a canvas of vibrant light displays during the nights. Ash plumes climbed as high as 10 kilometers, capturing the full power of this geological occurrence. The explosion, as astounding as it was, showed a strong combination of materials being released from the bowels of the earth. The eruption caused a shower of stones, volcanic debris, and ash, creating a surreal yet dangerous atmosphere for the adjacent settlements. The relentless deluge of volcanic debris covered the streets, residences, and automobiles in an unsettling coating of dirt. Notably, the village of Giar was immediately in the path of this unique occurrence. Despite the chaotic conditions, Providence was on the people's side. Fortunately, there have been no reports of injuries or fatalities as a result of the latest volcanic eruptions. The photographs, however, demonstrated the scale of the devastation. Streets were blanketed in a combination of ash and lava stones, which had even managed to shatter some windows upon contact. The unusual nature of the volcanic ash became clear, exposing its deceptively lightweight yet very sharp sharpness. Cars took the worst of the damage, with scratches and shattered windshields caused by the large stones that rained down. Number 10. Waterspouts. Waterspouts, those swirling columns of water and spray that occur above bodies of water, are natural phenomena. While they regularly appear over lakes, ponds, rivers, and seas, even seeing only one may be an amazing experience. Imagine an incredible scenario in which not one but 6 waterspouts appear in a single spot. Frank Lede captured a very amazing sight in the Gulf of Mexico. A cluster of 6 tall waterspouts climbing magnificently into the sky. This incredible encounter occurred against a backdrop of brooding storm clouds. The timing was crucial, since the region was already experiencing strong storms and hail. Nature seems to be conducting a symphony of atmospheric wonders. The National Weather Service in the United States had also predicted the likelihood of 2 tropical depressions, which had the ability to strengthen into hurricanes if they reached the Gulf. If this happens, it will be a rare occurrence. The first time in over 6 decades that 2 independent tropical storm systems form within the Gulf Basin at the same time. Number 9. Meteorite. In February 2013, a meteorite sped across the sky, ending in an enormous explosion above central Russia, causing an unprecedented event. The result was a rain of fireballs across a large area, accompanied by a seismic shock wave of such size that its impact was compared to the explosion force of 300,000 tons of TNT. This cataclysmic event caused significant disruption, with over 3,000 structures damaged and over 1,000 people injured as a result. The meteorite, a blazing projectile traveling at an incredible 30 kilometers per second, provided a spectacular visual spectacle as it followed its path over the horizon. This blazing line was seen from as far as 200 kilometers away, proving the phenomenon's remarkable nature. A huge meteorite weighing 570 kilograms, or nearly 10 tons, was recovered from Lake Chabarkul 8 months after the incident. This was a noteworthy accomplishment because it was one of the biggest meteorites ever recovered. According to the Russian Academy of Sciences, this massive chunk might have been made of iron. Surprisingly, no fatalities occurred in the midst of the commotion. Nonetheless, the intensity of the situation prompted a decisive reaction, which included the deployment of almost 20,000 rescue and cleanup teams to the impacted area. President Vladimir Putin urged Vladimir Puchkov, Minister of Emergencies, to calm the situation and provide assistance to those in need. Number 8. Locusts. In some parts of the world, locust infestations can grow so severe that the sky and the road ahead become practically indistinguishable. They create a surreal scene by claiming practically all available areas and annihilating huge regions' crops in a matter of days. The stealthy spread of these hungry bugs has no bounds, infecting practically every continent on the Earth. While locusts do have periods of solitary living, this is not a permanent state. When they cluster in swarms of millions, if not billions, their behavior changes dramatically. The presence of several locusts of the same species in close proximity causes this change from solitary to swarming. As they collectively realize the increase in population density, this transformation sets off a chain reaction of pandemonium. As a result, they are more attracted to one another, consume more voraciously, and develop at a faster rate. This transition frequently corresponds with an unexpected downpour, which serves as a stimulant for their disturbing communal behavior. Certain locust species also exhibit migratory tendencies, traveling across boundaries in quest of food. In an unforeseen change of circumstances, agricultural fields that were formerly locust-free might be cruelly destroyed. A terrible example is the 2000 tragedies when locusts caused devastation in 22 nations over the course of 2 years. In this short time, 80% of these countries' crops were destroyed. Number 7. Clouds falling from sky. A compelling video depicting a bizarre scenario in the area of Doukala, Morocco, appeared in February 2016. The footage, which appeared on YouTube and was extensively shared on social media sites, showed what seemed to be cloud-like structures blanketing the Earth. The people who captured the incident were astounded by the strange material. They claimed to have never seen anything like it, and ascribed the unique phenomenon to clouds falling from the sky, which, while visually appealing, defies scientific explanation. Clouds are visible accumulations of condensed water vapor in the atmosphere, often high above the Earth's surface. As a result, the possibility of their falling to the Earth is biophysically improbable. The situation's fascination and the rarity of such an incident sparked debate among YouTube watchers. The explanations for the odd phenomena were numerous. According to one theory, the material may be foam beginning in a river and carried by the wind to produce the effect of clouds. However, detractors pointed out the contradiction between foam's intrinsic heaviness and its ability to simulate the lightweight look exhibited in the film. A different line of thought considered the potential of creating artificial foam to mimic clouds in the sky, implying altered meteorological conditions. However, the scientific community mainly ignored this hypothesis. The display of cloud-shaped material in the movie triggered a furious debate among social media users, with discussions straying into the realm of mystery and unexplained phenomena. Number 6. Purple substance. Strange, slimy things dropping from the clouds frequently predict coming alien invasions or other equally otherworldly catastrophes in the domain of old science fiction films. While no extraterrestrial invasion has occurred, the perplexing phenomena of unusual things falling from the sky did occur in the turbulent year of 2020. This strange phenomenon occurred in the picturesque village of Cheektowaga, New York, leaving its locals perplexed by an alien purple material blanketing their surroundings. Residents of this modest neighborhood awoke to a scene that defied understanding on an otherwise typical October morning. The whole fabric of their surroundings was soaked in a weird purple fluid that appeared to have materialized from the sky itself. This alien phenomenon left its mark on homes, driveways, and automobiles, with no obvious source to account for its origin other than the vastness of the sky above. In an odd twist, the strange chemical sparked a frenzy of curiosity while eluding any conclusive explanation. Some locals even speculated that the smell may be an undesirable residue from an airplane overhead. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Recently, photos of a strange-looking creature that fell from the sky have been going viral online. No one knows where it came from. People are trying to ascertain whether it's an alien or an angel. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Number 5. Frogs. It's difficult to imagine a frog falling from the sky. Surprisingly, a simple explanation underpins this spectacle, one based on the interaction of whirlwinds and lightweight organisms. Frogs, which can weigh only a few ounces, are no match for the force of a watery tornado, also known as a waterspout. Surprisingly, the occurrence begins when a small tornado, known as a waterspout, forms over a body of water. This sort of tornado is generally triggered by a high-pressure system before a strong thunderstorm. The waterspout, like its terrestrial cousin, has a low-pressure core contained within a high-pressure cone. This complex dynamic allows the vortex to grab relatively lightweight things in its path, such as livestock, trailer homes, and vehicles, by sucking them into the vortex's vacuum. The natural domain of a waterspout, on the other hand, is above water bodies, separating it from land-based tornadoes. As a result, the water and aquatic life become entangled in its whirling winds. The frogs appear here, a tribute to their little weight. Because of their small weight, they become entangled in the vortex's impact. As the waterspout drifts, it may continue on its path until it reaches land, where its momentum may continue if the storm that created it is intense enough. When precipitation falls, the vortex's hold loosens owing to dwindling pressure. This culminates with the discharge of its acquired contents, materialized in the form of frogs, as seen in films of the event. The voyage of the frogs, set in motion by the whims of a waterspout, demonstrates nature's complexity. Number 4. Birds. A disturbing sight took place for inhabitants of Alvaro Obregón in northern Mexico's Cuauhtémoc area. In the early hours of the morning, a swarm of birds dropped from the sky, scattering over 100 dead avian shapes across the streets. A local news website detailed this perplexing episode, throwing a shadow of mystery over the neighborhood. The sad victims of this mysterious incident were yellow-headed blackbirds, a species native to northern North America and Canada. During the winter months, their migratory tendencies take them to the southwestern portions of the continent, and it was during this migratory period that the strange occurrence occurred. Local officials responded quickly to the reported occurrence, revealing a disturbing picture upon arrival: a large number of dead birds littering the streets. Some scientists have proposed a notion that suggests a predatory bird may have been involved in the incident. At the same time, no such predator can be seen in the video. Dr. Richard Broughton, an ecologist at the UK Centre for Ecology and Hydrology, believes that the behaviors of a predatory bird might explain the phenomenon. Video evidence supports this theory. The bird flock may be observed falling in synchrony, a process known as murmuration. Dr. Broughton believed that the flock's synchronized movement was due to the presence of a predator. The flock's reaction to the predator set off a downward trajectory, but the closeness to the ground caused some individuals to crash, making them unable to recover. Number 3. Airplane parts. Metal airplane bits cascaded from the sky, coming from a passing plane above the Broomfield area. The remains were discovered in many locations, including Commons Park, the Redleaf area, and the Northmore Estates neighborhood, which correlate to zones around West Avenue and Sheridan Boulevard, as well as East Avenue and Elmwood Street. Photographs show a large airplane component in the front yard of a house. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, the incident involved a Boeing 777, specifically the loss of its right engine. This malfunction occurred shortly after taking off from Denver International Airport. On its route to Honolulu, it encountered an engine problem and returned to the original airfield. The flight had 231 passengers and a crew of 10. Fortunately, there were no injuries among the passengers or crew. In reaction to the incident, officials encouraged residents who came across the debris to avoid touching or shifting it. Instead, they urged people to report their findings to a specific phone number. The occurrence highlights the surprising and complicated interplay between our terrestrial environment and the heavens. Number 2. Waterfall from Heaven. Meyer's lens caught an unexpected freezing explosion in June 2018 from the Alpine Gasthof Bergfried Hotel in Carinthia, Austria. This meteorological phenomenon blanketed the area surrounding Lake Millstatt, creating a fleeting sight of beauty. The film was a cinematic whisper of the elements, a spectacle that begged to be seen on a large, high-resolution screen with headphones for immersive sound. Surprisingly, despite receiving over 20 million views quickly after its first release, the film saw a revival in 2020, attracting audiences once again. And who could really argue with that? In those few seconds, an amazing scene unfolded before the spectator's eyes. What unfolded before Meyer's camera was none other than a rare microburst, a meteorological phenomenon that defies convention. AccuWeather informs us that a microburst involves a compact column of intensely localized descending air. This descending rush culminates in a furious expulsion of air towards the ground. Interestingly, these microbursts, like the one observed by Meyer, can be accompanied by substantial precipitation, referred to as wet microbursts. Meyer's timely presence at that specific juncture granted him the privilege of witnessing the dance of nature's forces, a spectacle both extraordinary and fleeting. Number 1. Red rain. A baffling phenomenon known as red rain occurs over the southern Indian state of Kerala in Sri Lanka on a sporadic basis, confounding inhabitants as it stains their clothing in an odd blood-like color. This phenomenon has left both the inquisitive and perplexed in its wake, raising doubts about its genesis. The first report of red rain surfaced, notably in the districts of Kottayam and Idukki in Kerala, India. The exciting incident then cascaded throughout the region over the next 10 days. Surprisingly, a version of this unusual precipitation occurred in late September 2001, when people witnessed not only red rain but also yellow, green, and black rain. Notably, these colorful rainstorms remained restricted, confined to small regions no more than a few square kilometers in size. Their transient character was equally startling, with each event lasting less than 20 minutes. Witnesses reported hearing a booming boom and a dazzling flash of light when the initial red rain event began. The governmental probe revealed a startling discovery. Airborne spores derived from Trentipolia, a regionally common terrestrial algae, were discovered to be the source of the rain's brilliant hues. Nonetheless, the mechanism driving the exceptional dispersal of these spores, as well as their integration into clouds, remains a mystery. Scientists have yet to provide a satisfactory explanation for this odd string of occurrences. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.